Good morning. Ira Epstein with your morning flash update, and this update is for Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Wow, what a time and how it's flying by. We're about 7:55 in the morning as I'm talking to you, and you're starting off with the stock indices a bit higher at this point. We'll see if there's any carry through. I was just watching on CNBC Minneapolis Fed President Kashkari talk. And I think he made the most sense of any of the Fed members that I've heard. He said that it could be months or even a year or so before people know the full impact of tariffs. And part of the reason is we're hearing this over and over. A lot of businesses loaded up. They had the notice from the president. The tariffs were coming. They bought inventory. They've kept prices under control to a degree. But eventually, what has to happen is those prices are going to make it into the economy in some way. If you think that forever suppliers and the middlemen and the final seller are going to eat all that, they're not. And that's realistic to appreciate. And what Kashkari said is, we might even see a situation where we pay attention to labor now. We get a couple of cuts this year. And he said, don't be surprised if next year in inflation, if it picks up, it wouldn't be a surprise that the Fed has to reverse course and possibly even tighten rates in order to control that inflation if it shows up. He's not laying out a course that it will show up. The big unknown to the Fed members is that. Let's take a look at what you have coming out today. The mortgage market numbers came out, and as you can see, in each category, be it the index, the purchase, or the refi, we saw an increase. So seeing interest rates fall for mortgages down to about 6.58, which is where they were this morning on 30-year fixed, has certainly helped the market and got people involved. At 9:30 this morning, we're going to get the oil stock numbers. They're right here. We've had some earnings reports this morning, and they have gone well for some companies. McDonald's has done well. Disney's down a little bit as it's acquiring, actually, the NFL media rights into ESPN and giving 10% of that company to the NFL and tying themselves up with that for the foreseeable future, which is interesting as can be as to how it's done. And there'll be others that we talk about. On the energies, a little bit of a bounce coming back into the market. You can see you're finally getting a bounce into the natural gas. We'll see if this market can run into the resistances, I think, right in this general area. When we look at the grain market, corn is still underselling pressure. The bean complex getting a little bit of a bid as it did yesterday. The dollar down another 35 points. And the big question is, was that it? Was that 100 level in the dollar index that we hit just recently it? You're down nearly 200 points near the day's low. And obviously the big question is, if that's down, is the euro going to resume its uptrend? That is what this market's trying to figure out right now. So that's where we're at today. It's sort of the dog days of summer, not an awful lot going on, and I don't expect that to be the case. I want you to keep in the back of your mind, get any of my free offers up here. I'm working on a special report for one and all. Hope to get that done as early as today, in fact, and we will see where this all carries us. In the meantime, I'm Ira Epstein. You have a great trading day, and I'll catch up with you at the end of it in the evening updates.